one thing that we welcome is the president's commitment to some economic recovery plan or growth and development plan, as we would prefer to call it as the SACP, prioritizing infrastructure investment, for instance. We support that. That is why, though, in supporting that, we are pointing out that there are two main dangers and threats to that plan. One is austerity, cutting everything with no prioritization, to cut our nose, to spite our face, and secondly, looting and corruption. Those are the things that are a threat, as we say, in this plan. But we otherwise fully support it, and we need to ensure that we mobilize our own forces, the working class, to make sure that this plan indeed does succeed on our side. So we're going to be party, as the SACP, we have always sought to be party to the solution. We analyze because we want to find solutions. But it is going to be a global crisis. And also you are pointing at a danger, another danger, that what COVID-19 has done is not only just to further expose inequalities between the North and the South, but also it's worsening those inequalities.
With regard to the IMF and the World Bank and the posture of our government, and particularly the Treasury, one may say that Treasury actually represents the most conservative and right-wing section of our government that is outrightly frustrated, and not only frustrated, but stagnated our economy from growing. We have a massive opportunity as this country to grow. But this Treasury has always anchored us in international organizations like the IMF, the World Bank, the OECD countries, and their prescripts on South Africa's economy. Even when they don't stay here, they just use general statistics about analysis of South Africa, and they give policy directives to the Treasury. And we have demonstrated that even to Minister Tito and to the leadership of our alliance. So the Treasury in our government, as much as it is an integral part of our government, it's a very problematic section of our government, and actually is the one that is stagnating the advance of our democratic revolution. We have to, at one point, confront this directly. In fact, if you look at the protection of finance capital right now in the COVID-19 pandemic, we had called from the beginning for the financial sector to protect people's mortgages, houses, cars, loans, and everything else, to have a period of a holiday period for payments. But what Treasury agreed with the banks was extremely nonsensical, something that actually extended by many years the loans of people. So they continue to feed finance capital in this country using this prescripts from this institution that I've just mentioned. So they represent the West of ourselves in government. The only good thing that they have is the fact that they do have functional teams. But for instance, a party that is in power, we can say to the Treasury, let them take the ANC manifesto, which we have all agreed as an alliance, and interpret it in implementation. You'll find that they are taking it the other way around. Because on any other thing, they say there's no money. They gave 200 billion to be handled by these big four banks, of big five banks in this country in the COVID-19 pandemic, 200 billion. How much of it was spent in the pandemic? When they've actually rejected to give same to developmental finance institution, less than 20 billion was spent. Almost about 15 to 18 billion that has been spent.